off. Do this when I'm taking a toast. Champagne.
Oh, hey, hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Fishy Hour. I had my mic plugged into the other receiver, so we're good. Hope everybody's having a good start to the week. Feel great. I feel like I did a lot of exercise. My legs aren't sore, but they feel like I did something. So it's great. It feels good. I need to do some more kayaking or some more running. I did some running last week too. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the show. Shout out to first like of the day. We'll give it first like to Leonard. What up, Leonard? And we'll give the first comment to Kuda Carlos. Bit. Welcome to the show, guys. Iron Fish in the house. Benji Moreno. What's up, Benji? Welcome back. Carl. What up, Carl? We got Iron Fish in the house. Mr. Eric the Judge Lehman. Down SD Roy. What up, Roy? Worth TV. What's up, Coach? Salty Dangler. Brian likes to fish. What up, Brian? We got Jesse in here. We got Oscar 636. Wow, full house today, guys. Welcome. I got. Okay, that's all I got. Very cool. So welcome to Monday. We're here. We're gonna have Coach on here later tonight for some fishing reports. Meanwhile, what's up, Busy? Let's go. Welcome, Izzy. I see Alexis. What's up, Alexis? It's been a while. Welcome back. Very cool. Coming in hot. Nice. Cool. So let's start the show off right with a little pop top. On a scale of 1 to 10, tell me the best pop top you ever heard in your life. 1 being the worst. Rate this pop top. There we go. Oh. it didn't even open the can. Oh. Hang on. There it goes. There it goes. That was weird. Like the little tab came up instead of pushing the tab down. Cheers, everybody. Let me know what you're having in the chat. Oh, I've been waiting for that. Yeah, let's go. I think I need a little background music, boys. Just throw a little background music. Yeah, I like that. Today, we're going to talk about some announcements. And we're going to talk about something that happened actually on Saturday. And I started getting messages from everybody about this video that started going around, and it's gone viral. There's like news articles for there's news articles by all the major news publications, and we're talking about like this cheating scandal that happened on Saturday with like walleye fishermen in a walleye tournament. So we're gonna talk about that for a little bit, just to kind of get us on a topic about like ethics and that kind of stuff, and then that'll be like the big meat of this episode. But we still have announcements, and after that we have surface temperature reports and fishing reports with Coach. So that's the plan. Hang out, grab a drink, and let's talk about it. Oh, dude, Leonard Tamarindo. Oh, that sounds so good. Tamarindo Jaritos. Yes, Coach, if you're available, that would be awesome. All right, so first order of business. Here we go. We did the pop top. Bam. If you're new to the show, welcome. This is Fishy Hour. We talk about fishing. And if you have any questions about fishing, throw it in the chat, and either myself or the community will help you with that question. It's okay to ask beginner questions. It's better if you have specific questions because you've been fishing and you can't figure something out. We'll help you figure that out. So put that in the chat, and that's the goal of the show, is to help you become a better angler. Okay, very cool. I'm not going to remind you guys to like and subscribe because you guys already do that. Okay. So we have, every Wednesday we have PB shoutouts. So just a little reminder for you guys that took pictures to send your photos to Brian at Brian Likes to Fish for PB shoutouts, which will happen on Wednesday. Should be a good one. We got a ton of good photos and a ton of good videos from from you guys for the pickle run too. We're gonna talk a little bit about the pickle run, but we're gonna do a recap of the pickle run probably on Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday will be pickle run recap and also PB shoutouts. Let's see. Update on the Sun hoodies. They're still. I haven't heard back from the. I dropped them off. They're at the printer, but we haven't received them back yet. So as soon as I receive them back, I'll announce it in Discord and I'll let you guys know where we can meet up, or maybe I'll have them with me. And the next time we have an event, I'll give them to you if you can't meet me before then. So that's the update on the hoodies. Let's see. Yeah. So although we're gonna do a recap of Pickle Run on Wednesday, I do want to take the time in this episode, since it's the first time back since the event, to thank the people that made the event awesome. Like, all you guys made the event awesome. Everybody that showed up made it awesome. Don't get me wrong. You guys are awesome. Count how many times I say awesome. But some of you guys went above and beyond, and I just want to make sure that you guys get acknowledged for it and thanked, because it made the pickle run not easy, but more fun. Okay. So first I want to thank Captain Dan. Captain Dan and George went out there on Captain Dan's on their boat, and they were out there with like hot dogs and chicken wings and like sodas and drinks and desserts. It was like a catered. It was like a catered outing. It was amazing. I was joking with Kevin earlier today, saying like, yeah, man, like you could just go do the pickle run just for the food. So we had hot dogs out there. We had all these little crazy little desserts, and so even if you didn't pack a lunch, you should have packed a lunch anyway. But if you hadn't packed a lunch, there was plenty of food out there to be had. So Captain Dan and George, that was awesome. It really helps with like the morale of the trip, even though the morale didn't get low at all at any point. Still, it's a good little interrupt to the pedaling, right? Or the paddling. It was a good little interrupt. Get your spirits back up, get you some food in you, and you feel like you have that support, right? That support of like a boat. In case something were to go wrong, there's always that option, right? On top of that, not only did Captain Dan take out his boat, but also Muto took out his boat. So Muto Submission Fishing Co. Dude, thank you so much for taking your boat out. I know it's like you're coming out and hanging out with us anyways, and we love having you around. It's still a big deal, and I really want to thank you, dude, for taking the boat out. You didn't have to, right? But it helps. Like, it makes the whole outing feel safer. Okay, so thanks Muto for bringing your boat out, for coming out, for jigging with us, getting jiggy with us. But yeah, it was great, dude. I want to make sure that I thank everybody, because that's kind of stuff I don't want you to feel like it goes unnoticed. I see everything that everybody's doing, and it's very much appreciated, dude. So thank you so much, Muto. Also, Coach Worf showing up consistently to our events. I feel like a coach, if you ever don't want to cook for us, it's okay to say no every once in a while, but I know you kind of enjoy it too. So we love having you around. And honestly, after hot dogs and all the snacks Captain Dan brought over, like I was almost starting to get hungry by the time I landed, and then I was able to feast again on the salchichas, hot dogs, and all of the sides. So it was awesome. Like, again, like, if you don't go to Pickle Run for the fishing, you should come for the food. Sorry. You should come for the food. Man. So whatever calories you thought you burned on the Pickle Run, you probably made them back with the food and the snacks. So it was super fun. Also, big thank you to Eric. I know Eric took out his boat as well. So we had at any given at one point we had 3 boats in the water, and super secure. And then Oscar couldn't fish so well because he has because he had an accident, so his hands like in a cast. But he brought out his camera and took some great photos of us out there on the water. So thank you, Eric, and thank you, Oscar. This is our Oscar here in town, Oscar 636. thank you, Oscar, for bringing out the camera and going out all out and taking good photos of the group. All that stuff matters, dude. All that stuff is important, and it commemorates the event and gives us something to look back on. You know, like it's gonna be pretty cool. Pretty cool. So thanks, Eric, for taking out your boat, and thanks, Oscar, for thinking of bringing the big camera out and taking some good photos of the event. Also want to thank Jeff, OCT, Uncle Tuna. He's out there, you know, being super positive, supporting. Showed up in the morning. Didn't have to show up in the morning. No, showed up in the evening as well. He's like a good person to have around. He's got so much experience. I feel like I feel a little bit like you guys might not. If you guys have questions about jigs, about just like fishing in general, I feel like Jeff is such a good resource, such an experienced angler that don't be afraid to ask him questions. You know, I want to see Jeff like busy talking to people, because I think he's got a lot to share, right? But if you don't approach, sometimes you gotta ask your questions, and then he'll open up. So Jeff's been showing up to all of our events. He's been showing up to all our events for a while too. So once again, Jeff, thank you so much for showing up and for being a part of this group. So it's super awesome. And then I have Captain Adobo, Bruce. Bruce, man, shows up just to give us a ride back to our kayaks. That's amazing. Like on a Saturday night, right? On a Saturday, like 7 or 8, like peak time of doing something on a Saturday night, right? Bruce is generous enough with his time to show up to our event and shuttle us back to get our kayaks. Sorry, shuttle us back to Mission Bay to get our vehicles. And that as well is like a huge. It might not be as big of a deal as you think, but to me it's a huge deal. It just shows that there's a lot of commitment to the group, and we're able to pull off crazy events like this. After, and then also let me just keep doing the thanks. Keep doing the thanks. I feel like I'm at Academy Award. They're gonna play the music for me. But I'm at the soundboard, so tough. So yeah, Bruce. Also, like Mark G shows up at the end of the event, hangs out with Coach, helps him set up, making himself super useful. It was amazing. Like those little things that I wouldn't think to ask. Hey, can somebody meet us at the boat ramp and help us help us put our kayaks on the wheels because we're gonna be so tired afterwards? No, like Mark just thought that up on his own. Just shows up, hangs out with Coach, and then probably helped him set up, right? And then he once he sees us coming in, he meets us at the boat ramp and helps us like even something as simple as putting the wheels in the cart, right? Or like lifting the kayak for us while we put the wheels in the cart. That was like a huge help, right? Even though it takes like a couple of seconds to do, it's like it means a lot, right? So Mark G, thank you for thinking of coming out. Thank you for thinking of us and coming out and spending some of your Saturday night with us, helping us out. It was amazing. So it was also good seeing you, catching up, and that's kind of what the community is about, right? Everybody's like staying current with each other. And I'm sorry if I missed anybody. I'm just kidding, Brian. I'm coming at you. Of course, big shout out, big thank you to Brian, and we'll thank Brian again on Wednesday. But Brian did a great job with the organization and trying to figure out the process and coming out with the PDF, doing the whole document on it. So big shout out to Brian for getting this year's pickle run organized and done. It was a awesome experience. Yeah, it was definitely an awesome experience. I think it felt more like a little marathon than like a fishing thing. I mean, we're still fishing. Don't get me wrong. People caught fish, but I was more interested in trying to catch and trying to look for like the pelagic fish, like maybe some breezer yellowtail. Maybe get lucky, see some dorado. Trying to go really wide. Not really interested in fishing the kelp. Like I'm not that into fishing calicos. I know, don't get upset. I'm not that into fishing calicos, but I really do want to do fish like bigger fish, right? Throw irons on something or just something on the surface. And so it felt like we're constantly moving and we kind of had to in order to make that time. And oh, Captain Nat said pickle run, and I forgot the hot dog relish. Oh, that's all right. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, guys, the support crew was amazing. It's like in my mind before MMFC was a thing, and like when I was trying to organize little groups to do different things. This is kind of what I imagined this is kind of what I hoped for. This is kind of what I hoped and imagined would happen, is if you get enough good people together, if you get enough positive folks together that are like more interested in helping the other person than helping themselves to the group, if you know what I mean, then you get awesome things happening like this, right? Like it's hard to explain, guys. It's hard to put into words, but you guys kind of catch my drift. So every single one of you that showed up, thank you. And I'm not even mad at the ones that said that we're gonna go and didn't go. It's all good. I understand. You don't need to explain yourself. You need to have any kind of explanation. It's all good. If you said you were gonna go and couldn't make it, it's all good. There's always next year if you want to try. But I think this pickle run is such a unique thing to do. I think it could do well if we opened it up to people outside the club, and maybe with not as much as like a catered food support thing, right? But more like a feather in your cap type of thing, because it's a cool story to tell, right? Like what do you do this weekend? Oh, we kayaked from Mission Bay to San Diego Bay. It's like, what? It sounds like one of those. It sounds like the rock and roll marathon or like the some kind of 5K. You know, there's a 5K for everything these days, right? So like the Carlsbad 5K or something like that, right? The pickle run will be like the beginning of a movement, which will be like the Mission Bay to San Diego Bay kayak run, and maybe people that don't fish can just do the kayak run because it's like they want to maybe do it the fastest, right? Okay, and we all launch together, like shotgun launch, and some people want to fish, some people don't want to fish, some people just want to go for time, right? And that's fine because it'll be kind of cool. Because what I think would happen is, for the people that initially get interested in just a kayak run, they could eventually say, "Oh, you know what? I'm out here anyway. I should maybe get my license and bring a rod and see what these guys are all about." And it becomes like a thing, right? I think I have enough juice. Oh, nice. Oh my gosh, La Jolla to SD Bay. That would take. See, Salty. If we did La Jolla to SD Bay, that would take. That'd probably be a no fishing thing because you couldn't stop to fish. It'd be like a constant, you know. It'd be a constant. That's a long ways. Very cool. Very cool. All right, so that's the thank you / mini update or mini update on the pickle run. It was awesome. It was cool. So looking forward. I was dreading it a little bit, but I'm now looking forward to it next year. So very cool. Okay. Where are we at on time? 17:1. All right, cool. Very cool. Okay. Speaking of all this goodwill and recognition, we are gonna do a Mac of the Year award again this year, and let me make sure I have this set up before I talk about it. I do have it set up. Okay, so we are starting to accept nominations for Mac of the Year. So if you have a nomination you'd like to add to the list, if you think somebody should be Mac of the Year, go to our Discord server under the MMFC main section. under general. So there's announcements, general, and then there's another one that says Mac of the Year nominations. Go in there, put the name of the person you think should be the Mac of the Year, and then we'll see who gets nominated, and the people that get nominated will have. I think we put it to a vote, and then we'll make a secret ballot, a secret vote, for everybody to vote and say who they believe should be the Mac of the Year. Okay, so we're doing that, and then of course we'll do something we'll announce, or we'll probably. I'm not sure if we'll announce it then. Anyway, around Macmas time, that's when we're gonna give Mac of the Year some love and some recognition. Okay, but that's what we're doing now. Nominations are open for Mac of the Year in the MMFC main page or Discord page, Discord server. Cool. Move this Discord on my way so I can see the chat. Okay, very good. Yeah, you got to go to the page and nominate there. And once we have a list of nominees, then we'll do a vote, a secret vote. Very cool. Okay. What's next? Cool. Very good. All right, let's talk about this scandal. We got back to the boat ramp, and before I even got back from the boat, before I even got back from the pickle run, Leonard sent me this link about these guys that are like screaming their heads off because of this guy, right? And I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. And then like by the time I rolled my kayak up on the grass, Brian was already watching it, like someone else sent it to him, right? And I think somebody else was also watching it through a different link. Like somebody else sent it to them. So like immediately I was like, oh man, these guys are like already like it's already pretty a pretty big deal, and it just happened. Like so it went pretty crazy. So here's kind of what happened. If you don't know what's happening, if you don't know what happened, I'm kind of gonna read through this. I must have slept through this drama. Oh yeah, Stinger, you slept through it, man, for sure. Can we make a temporary? Yeah, okay, cool. Eric, we're good with the temporary Discord channel. It's ready to go. So for nominations, and yeah, Stingray, like this is hot off the press. Like what is it? Hot news, breaking news. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking at the KPBS article on it. It says the scale turns against two fishermen after weights are found in the fish at a tournament. Let's see. Captain Dan, is it okay to read the article? As long as I credit my source, right? This is on KPBS, guys. KPBS Sports. It says months of suspicion erupted into full-throated fury at a professional fishing tournament in Ohio, where two anglers were allegedly caught with egg-shaped weights in their catch. How dare they? An edge of more than 7 pounds that would have ensured a lucrative championship. Bum, bum, bum. Crazy. So crazy. All right, here's a quote. We got weights in fish, declares John Fisher, director of the Lake Erie Walleye Trail Fishing Tournament, in a video posted on social media. I watched the video. It's crazy. You guys, I would play it for you guys, but it's got a lot of cursing, so it's not my thing. So if you guys want to go watch it, you could probably look it up. What up, Cal? Let's go. We're talking controversy, Cal. What's up? Oh, Hyder. What's up, Hyder? Welcome back. Nice to see you, dude. Fisher had just cut open one of 5 fish submitted by Jake Runyon and Chase Kaminsky. Dang, these guys are done. Who had defied poor conditions to dominate the tournament that launched out of Cleveland's Gordon Park. For a moment, it seemed their winning catch had also secured them Team of the Year honors. Oh man, that sucks. But in a dramatic turn of events that was captured in multiple videos, Runyon went from grinning at news of his victory to staring stone-faced at evidence of apparent cheating. It played out in front of a chorus of fishermen whose grumbles of doubt and frustration transformed into shouts of outrage and profanity. Oh, dude, that was crazy, dude. Yeah. I'd play the video for you guys, but you guys have to watch it. It doesn't do it justice for me to describe it. Let's keep it going. Disgusted guys and gals, I'm sorry for letting you down for so long, and I'm glad I caught cheating taking place, declares Fisher. Fisher told his Facebook community, it's not the first controversy for Runyon and Kaminsky, who were disqualified from a big tournament last year after one of the anglers failed a polygraph test. What? What are you talking about? Oh, man. If you have to take a polygraph test, come on, dude. Come on. I mean, but it's a lot of money too, guys. Let me know in the chat what you think. I know it's I don't like to do the controversial stuff, but in this case, this is like right in our lane. This is fishing, right? This is fishing, and it just goes to show you, like, on one way, like, on one side, like, our tournaments are well regulated, right? And it'd be hard to cheat in Spotty Bowl, like if you did like with the to put weights in the fish, but like still, like, I'm sure somebody will find a creative way to do it, and eventually they'll get caught. But like, still, that's so crazy to have like that kind of to be that either dumb or brave to put that much weight in a fish. Like you know how much a fish should weigh based on how it looks, right? Like there's like a, you can tell. It's like I pick up this soda can, and if it's full, I know how much it's gonna weigh. When I pick it up, like, you know, when you pick up something that you think is heavy and it's empty, and you just end up doing that. Same thing, right? It works opposite. If you go to pick something up and it feels extra heavy, like more than usual, like, come on, dude. Like, all these people are fishermen that are like pro competitors. They would feel, come on. And anyway, it just seems like a very, it's when you see him cut the weights out, it's so crazy because like there's like two big like spheres in each fish, and some like fish fillets on top of that, right? Anyway, I just don't know how they've been getting away with, if that's how blatantly they were doing it before. I don't know how they got away with it so often, or maybe they were doing it maybe they weren't doing it as much before, and got away with it, and then they kind of went a little bit overboard this time, right? All right, here we go. For a moment, the team had won. For a moment, the team had won it all. To win the walleye contest, anglers must bring in the heaviest bag of 5 fish, with a side pot for the biggest single fish. The competition is fierce. At least 72% teams paid $400 each to enter this year's tournament. Jeez, we need to raise the price of Spotty Bowl. I'm just kidding. Can you imagine paying $400? That was just for that one tournament. I'm sure that's part of a series too, right? I'm sure that's part of a series where they have to pay like about $400 every time they buy in. Leonard says they had won over $300,000 this year. Wow, that's just crazy, dude. That's just crazy. Okay, we're gonna keep going with the article. But bad weather limited the tourney to one day, and many entrants struggled to catch any fish, let alone a basket of lunkers that might bring them a large cash prize. Runyon and Kaminsky's biggest walleye came in at 7.9 pounds, a shocking result given that Fisher had already peaked at their a shocking result given that Fisher had already peaked at their hull and deemed the fish to be 5-pound cookie cutters. 5-pound cookie cutters, that's like saying like it's a dink, right? Or not a dink, but it's like saying like it's not illegal maybe, it's just the angler's experience, right? So Fisher is a tournament organizer. Fisher's the guy that runs the tournament, and he had looked at their basket and said, "Oh yeah, those are 5-pound cookie cutters, right?" Or a standard 4 to 5 pound Lake Erie fish. as he told the Big Water Fishing podcast. Okay, cool. Let's see. No way. Fisher recalled thinking of the nearly 8-pound entry. Then came the full catch weigh-in, with Runyon and Kaminsky needing to top 28.18 pounds to take first place. An electronic scale measured their catch at 33 pounds and 33.91 pounds. And the tournament director wasn't the only one with doubts. As a large display blared the team's numbers, a voice from the crowd was heard saying, "Yeah, right." Dang, dude, straight up. That's like blowing away the competition to 28 to, yeah, that's a lot. They should have gone with like one egg sinker instead of two per fish. The winning fish go under the knife. Fisher dutifully announced Ryan and Kaminsky as the winners to faint applause, but he also asked them to stick around to take photos with the fish. Then he asked to inspect the fish, which the team initially balked at. He said they asked if he was serious. He was. "I just wanted to feel the fish. I squeezed the fish. I squeezed the belly," Fisher said, "and I immediately felt things in the belly of the fish. Hard objects." Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, I was talking to Brian about it on Saturday. Brian was saying, yeah, like because Brian's been a scale master where he weighs a fish at a tournament for his, I think it was for his son's events. And you can feel you can feel the fish's belly, right? When you're handling the fish. So you feel the hard objects in there. What are you going to do? Let's see. Where is it? He then asked for a knife to open the fish up, and he did so after handing his phone to a friend to capture video of what came next. The prize catch contained lead weights, also with several portions of fish fillets. That's like the kicker right there. It's like, oh man, gotta throw in a little extra fish fillets in there. That's so funny. Where's it? I can't believe they added the fish fillets. The weights alone totaled 7.58 pounds, according to the photo on the tournament's Facebook feed. "I got a little animated and just basically raw emotion came out," Fisher said at the pandemonium that ensued, adding, "At that moment, it turned from a fishing tournament to a mob scene." Yeah, the accused fisherman did not immediately respond to the accusations in the video as of the incident and have not publicly commented. As people unloaded in invectives at Runyon and Kaminsky, Fisher told the other anglers not to harm or touch them. Photos taken later at the scene show the two fishermen sitting in the parking lot as the two police officers stood over them. Wow. So they did call the cops. But at this point, Fisher said, basically the police officers were here just trying to keep them safe. Some people yelled for a police investigation into fraud. Fisher said he's given a statement to the authorities. The Cleveland Metro Parks Police told NPR on Monday this incident has been turned over to the Ohio Department of Natural Resources for investigation, since the alleged violation of law would have taken place within their jurisdiction. Damn, dude. That's so crazy. All right. Fisherman tournament, like the walleye competition, draw dozens of teams and prominent sponsors. The level of branding isn't quite as NASCAR level, but it's not far either. Officials and top anglers routinely wear jackets and hats emblazoned with multiple sponsors named, along with cash, top prizes, and include exorbitantly expensive fishing boats. Ryan, who's from Cleveland, and Kaminsky, who's from Harmington, Pennsylvania, were coming off a 2021 season in which Rynan, once said their winnings totaled more than $300,000. Damn, dude. But the pair also saw some of their winnings stripped away by a high-profile disqualification after one of them failed a tournament polygraph test. Yeah, that's sad. That's sad. All right. What had to say? Yeah, get him on the show. It's like, gentlemen, I just have one question for you. Was it worth it? Dang. Yeah, man, it's like the whole point of going over that article, guys, is it's pretty insane. Like, I don't see the benefit is there if you don't get caught, right? But it's not worth it, I don't think, right? It's not worth it. It seems like people these days. I feel like an old man by saying this. I feel like an old person, and don't get offended if I'm talking. Don't get offended. I feel like people are afraid of like the hard work. You know, like I play video games still. Or I play video games, and all the games I play have like basically cheats that you can buy. They're professionally made by a studio that just makes cheats, and you can buy them, right? And it just seems like, I don't know, like there's no honor. There's still honorable people, but it's less. It's more common to find like just like unscrupulous, no ethics people. It's just weird, man. Makes me sad, you know. But like, I mean, and part of me thinks, well, was there always this much cheating? And it wasn't just being. It just that it wasn't getting out. It wasn't being published, or are we cheating more? Are people just more? Are people just less honorable these days? I don't know. What do you guys think? It's a crazy topic. I heard their all-time winnings were over 1 million over time. Wow, dude. Yeah. It's such a crazy thing. And then at the same time, it brings me back to like our club, and like I like to think that we've weeded out those type of people, and we're in good company, guys. We're in good company. So thank you all for being here, and it just makes those types of incidents kind of like they're upsetting and they're sad, but then it also reminds me that like, okay, we have a really good thing here with MMFC, guys. It's not something that we should take for granted, for sure. I don't. All right, let's open up my Skype. Sorry, Coach, I've been yapping. What did Dave say? Time to invest in a lie detector machine and a taser. Oh my god! Yes, a taser. That's hilarious. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh. All right, I'm gonna call Coach. Oh, that's awesome. That's so funny. What up, Coach? Let me get
my October mask here.
I like it. Let me get you in here. Coming in live from Coach Studios. It's Coach Worf. Let's go. Wait. Oh, Coach Worf. There he is. Round of applause from last two guys. Woo! What up, Coach?
What's good?
There you are. Oh, I see a Halloween theme. I like it.
That's right.
Brian says, this story truly makes me sad. Hopefully people will see this and realize your reputation is worth more than money. Yes, that's exactly it, Brian. The idea of legacy over currency. So legacy is greater than currency. That's like a Gary Vee saying right there. And it's really it's true. It's the way you gotta operate, right? Like he also has another saying that says like the truth is undefeated, right? So eventually it comes out, you know, eventually it comes out, and that sucks.
Well, I mean, think about Mike Long. Think about
Oh, yeah, dude.
who I want to say the guy's name was Gary Winters once upon a time. That and the other guy, the Miramar bass, the famous Miramar bass that weighed 2115.
Oh,
They took it to weigh it, and a 3-pound dive weight fell out of its stomach. I mean,
that's a huge weight, dude.
dude, if you're not happy with an 18-pound bass and you got to make it almost a 22-pound bass,
That's a 3-pound lead weight. That's like so noticeable. It's like the weight. 3 pounds is 3 pounds. Any way you cut it, right? I say 3 pounds of gold or 3 pounds of feathers, right? But 3 pounds of lead, it has momentum to it, right? It feels like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
At 3 pounds of feathers, like it would still have momentum, but it's a, I don't know. It just
Volume
condensed
versus mass, my friend.
Yeah, it's
Volume
condensed.
versus mass.
It's condensed mass. You know, it's like 3 pounds, a 3-pound dive weight, dude. Come on, that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and all that said he could claim a lake record. And how many lake records does Mike Long still hold? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it's been around a long time.
Can those be undone, or they're like,
No one seems
asterisk?
to care. You know, no one seems to care. I mean,
Yeah.
if he snagged him, he snagged him, I guess. But or if there were other methods used, and there's a whole thing. So a couple of years ago in the walleye tournament circuit,
Yeah.
some guys got busted. They had some subspecies of walleye that didn't occur in the lake where the tournament was held. So the fish were caught elsewhere,
Yes.
kept alive,
Oh yeah.
fed whatever, and then brought to the lake on tournament day. And hey, look what we caught.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I mean, that is one of the real advantages of having a length-based tournament. Then again, you had that guy from the Delta who cut a giant bass tail off, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we do. That's why we have the rule where you can't cover the whole fish, right? Like, so this is a fish. You can't do that. You gotta do this. You gotta be able to see the fish continuously, right? I'm not saying anybody in our group would do that, but like, you know, once we open up, Spotty Wall opens up, it's not everybody in the club, right? It's people from outside the club as well. So, and again, once money gets involved, that's the thing. Like the greed changes people into like they would be normally ethical. I guess not normally ethical because then, yeah. Anyway, it makes it more justifiable for them to feel like they can do a little.
Well, I mean, think about the first short pounders halibut winner. There was a lot of whispers about that. You know, it was a guy that owned a boat on Mission Bay, caught halibut regularly, was a single entry into the halibut pot once it got over $400.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, and I'm not saying anything against that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know one way or the other.
Yeah.
He was in a halibut fish. He was in a spot that produces halibut, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was a 22.25-inch fish. It was obvious from the pictures, and it looked fresh, wet, and alive at the time of the photo.
Yeah.
Had the right tag in the photo. There was no obvious disqualifiers.
I guess there's really no one like 100% way, right? We do what we can.
Yeah, and I mean
the length, the IDs. Remember, yeah.
Did you really watch that video all the way through, Roman?
Which one?
The one showing at the tournament where they actually did it and the people were starting to get riled up?
Yeah, I saw it.
Those guys are lucky to have their lives.
Oh, I know. Like
lucky.
You can see you could definitely hear the confusion at first. Like what? Like nah. Like the disbelief almost, right? And then like just the outrage, dude. Like, oh my God, this guy's like, yeah. If that guy hadn't said like, don't touch them, like, got ahead of it right there, it would have been something different.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say.
But even then, like, yeah. Anyway, that's like a whole another thing, right? Still not justifiable to take that into your own hands like that.
Well, I mean, no matter what, if the old phrase involving the butcher's bill comes to mind. I don't know how much of that I can say on YouTube, especially the more crude version, but when the time comes, you pay the butcher's bill. So when you offered an animal for slaughter, regardless of what you got back, you still paid the butcher for his work, no matter what else happened.
Right.
So you do, in some ways, reap what you sow.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is just one of those times, but you know, cheating's gone back a long way in fishing, and there's a lot of ways to go about it. You know, like I said, that walleye tournament a couple of years ago, those guys had some crazy hybrid walleye that were like 10 pounds each or something. And those walleye weren't planted in the lake where the tournament was held. So if one guy hadn't noticed a blotch pattern on the side that was indicative of this one type of hybrid or whatever it is, then, and those guys had made $500,000 or $600,000 that year at the tournaments up there too. So
see, what gets me is like how, what it's hard for me to understand or comprehend is how blatant. Like, come on, dude. Like, you're not showing this to like your grandma who doesn't know how to fish, right? Or like some guy on the street that's never been fishing. You're showing it to people that fish every week, right? You're showing it to people that spend like especially in those tournaments where you're paying $400 to get in. Those guys spend so much money on that gear and on just participating on those events that how can you expect to pull it over like that on them? And they probably were pulling it over on them like that for a while.
Well,
and they thought they could get away with a little extra weight.
So long.
I'm sure that yeah. If they had done like what? They had an extra 7 pounds, 7.5 pounds of lead in them, dude. If they had just done like 4 pounds, they still would have won.
Yeah, but I mean, once you're under suspicion, it's hard to shake that cloak.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Long was under suspicion for decades. They just couldn't find a particular way to get him.
Interesting.
Like, everybody knew something shady was happening, but there was no way to really just outright prove it.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, that's a topic for another day, I guess. I'm not trying to get death threats. I was kidding. All right. So now we're going to jump into the San Diego fishing report with Coach. So you ready?
Yeah.
Let's see. You have a screen up?
Yep, you betcha.
Let me see if I can find this. Here it goes. All right, here we go.
Get ready. Here comes this week's San Diego fishing report.
And I went to the wrong screen, of course. Oh, come on. There it is. Yay!
Yeah, I'll start with some tides here as I often do. We got wacky tides this week. Heavy tide swings, highs at the wrong time for anything that I'd be doing. Really, the wrong time for most of what you all would be doing too. We don't really switch to an afternoon low until Wednesday, so I mean, I don't know what you guys want to make out of these tides, but we got some fairly heavy shifts going on here, especially going in with these negative tides that we got the next few days. Expect lots of heavy grass. Expect lots of socked in salad along the beaches. Crazy enough, I was in La Jolla yesterday and I saw a guy fishing 15 feet of water in like a 32-foot skiff. And I remember thinking, the guy was almost in casting range for me. And I'm like, I don't think I'd be in there, bro. Eventually, I guess he figured it out and booked it. But yeah, it was definitely something weird going on there. But yeah, expect lots of salad going in through this week. We got negative tides in the early morning, which is going to rip all kinds of surf grass off the rocks everywhere. That's going to clog. It's going to clog the waves. It's going to be a mess. So we'll switch to a tuna report here.
Choo.
Again, as it has been, bluefin, 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 bluefin. The 1.5 day and longer boats are doing a lot better than the full day and overnight boats. But yeah, these this is who is this? This is the Outrider, right? I think this is the Outrider, and this is out of Fisherman's, and they're putting to a very nice fun grade of bluefin tuna. These aren't the break your back models. These are the wear you out kind.
Yeah, that's fun.
These look like 50 to 80s on an average here. So so we still got bluefin in our forecast, and here's why. Here, we'll switch to temp break real quick.
Jeez.
So as you can see, we still have 73, 74, 75 degree water all the way out to the 30-mile bank here and out past the islands up north. Wow. So, I mean, depending on how this all goes, Dorado could switch back on. Patty yellows are probably feeding if you can find them.
Yeah.
Obviously tuna, and one hears whispers and rumors of inshore marlin. So
jeez. Oh
be ready for that. We might have one of the best marlin bites we've ever had in October. I'm not trying to jinx it, but we need a certain body of water from the south to move up. If we get that, we could get some epic late fall marlin fishing if it happens. I mean, I don't know that it'll make it all the way up here, but that doesn't help the party boat guys too much. But for anybody that's on their private boat and wants to go troll the Mean Joe Green offshore for a while,
yeah,
and have a big live mackerel ready to go on 80 or 100-pound gear, well, this might be your chance coming up.
That is crazy. So when we had our offshore hurricane here, that kind of mixed the water up. Now it looks like it's forming again into like nice bands. So that should make it easier to find the fish, right?
Yeah, I would imagine it'll make it easier to find the fish, and keep in mind that some of these bands are laying basically on the shore.
Yeah.
So you have these little troughs that fish can focus on even just a couple miles out. If you look here, the MB100, I shouldn't say the MB100. The MB100 is long gone. But the Mission Bay buoy that's out here about 5 or 6 miles, 7 miles offshore maybe, that's laying right on the line right there at 6-7 miles, it looks like to me. So
yeah,
we got a real nice nearshore current temp break here, and even up along Orange County, it's pretty darn close.
Nice.
So I think that there's really the possibility of some interesting fall fishing shaping up, assuming, you never know, big wind events, rain events, stuff like that can drive SST down. But barring some really unforeseen stuff, I imagine the bluefin bite will continue to be good. And if we firm up these lines a little bit, it'll help the Dorado bite and maybe what's left of the local yellowfin to get in line and start chewing along with the patty yellows.
Very nice.
And I'm just going to go over the dock totals real quick, and I'll switch back to my mask here, and we'll close it out. Roman?
Sounds good.
So as you can see, lots of bluefin with quite a few Dorado and a good number of yellowfin mixed in pretty much across the board. We still have good local fishing. We still got good offshore fishing. There's it looked like the calico bass bite was going down pretty good on yesterday when I was in La Jolla. It looked like there was a lot of private boats in there shallow working on those calicos, throwing swim baits. That might have been what that ding dong was doing in casting distance. I'm not really sure, but I mean, if you have surfers that are out as far as you might want to reconsider the positioning of your boat.
Yeah.
Just to anybody out there. I mean, some of you guys have pretty shallow draft boats. I think Brian's boat's fairly shallow draft. Eric's boat is fairly shallow draft. Even so, I wouldn't get in there with the surfers. Give the shore guys some space and keep yourself safe. You're one really bad wave accident away from having a really horrifying, possibly final day on this earth. So.
That's true.
So please be careful out there. Of course, up north, the rockfish, sand bass. I mean, you go farther north, and I mean, they're just laying a beat down on a mix of bonito, calicos, and rockfish with even some yellowfin and Dorado and bluefin mixed in. So I mean, nothing wrong with that. I have heard that there's quite a few mako sharks outside the kelp line and out on the various offshore lines. So if you're out there, be ready for that. Most of the ones I've heard are smaller than 8 feet, so a manageable size as opposed to some tuna stealing, insanity wrecking, gear destroying versions. That kind of fun size. Um, Again, like with all sharks, I would encourage you, if you catch a mako and you want to take it for the dinner table, go on ahead and take 1 or 2 for your boat and divvy up the fillets or steaks. Don't take more than you need. And if they're in good shape and you're inclined to let them go, let them go. If you get them in and they took a hook bad somewhere, or they're bleeding all over the place, do the right thing and harvest them and make use of the meat. If you need somebody to help you with that, hit me up. I'm available a lot of the time. I've got long knives, tables, cutters. I got it all here at the house. So
Brian said Muto is the only one to run his boat aground. That's funny.
Oh man. So you have anything else you want me to look up or anything on your mind, Roman?
That's good. It looks good. Let me jump to my screen so we can have you unshare your screen, then we'll get you back on the split screen.
Okay, give me just a second.
That's crazy. Yeah, but it still looks like fishing is still good. Like Coach was saying, if you get on a 1.5 or probably like a 1.5 minimum, right? To get out to this bluefin.
It's kind of the 1.5 to 2.5, 3 day boats are really doing a lot more work than the other boats are right now. So, I mean, it depends on what you want to do. The 7 and 8 days are actually getting into a real nice grade of wahoo. Of course, it's about that time that the wahoo move up the line down there and start making life difficult for anglers along the southern half of Baja. So no real surprise there.
So good. Cool. Very nice. All right. So now we come to the show, which I like to call
Wisdom of the Week.
You're a funny man, Roman. My wisdom of the week. We're kind of coming to the end of our quote summer season, the beginning of the fall season. We're going to be facing that cold water transition soon. Don't give me that, Roman. It happens every year. Come on.
Not this year. That's
sure. The day we don't have a cold water transition, our pelagics are in trouble.
I know, right?
We kind of need
the kelp is
gone.
Give
them that break, shove them offshore.
Yep.
Let them regroup and get away from us for a minute, so that when they come back, they're hungry. We can catch them again next year, and everything works out.
And what's that kelp?
Well,
the kelp's
that'll depend. That will depend entirely on how cold it gets this winter. We'll see.
I was like kayaking through the big kelp bed of Point Loma, dude. It was kind of sad. Like you couldn't even get through it before. It's just like, I mean, it's still kelp, but it's not like kelp, like thick, you know?
Yeah. Well, keep in mind,
it's been warm.
Yeah, it's been pretty warm. The water south between Mission Bay and the Point hasn't been very clear.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of factors at play. And of course, the more surf grass there is in the water, the less light is penetrating and reaching the bottom. We've had a fairly rough summer wave wise. Our biggest waves have been at the lowest tides. And so naturally it's scattering grass down the beach, which is a bad scenario for anybody trying to get anything done in that stuff. You know, it can be unfishable at times, but so my wisdom of the week is if you can, get out. I fished through the grass in La Jolla and Torrey Pines and Del Mar the last couple of days. I managed some very good fish. I managed a real nice sargo on Saturday. I managed an opaleye yesterday, probably around the 2-pound range or so. So this summer, I have not seen opaleye quality this good ever in my lifetime during a summer. And personally, I think it's because we've had such big waves at low tides, and it's ripping the grass and tearing the sand off the shore. So all these areas that turn into a flat, sandy, bumpy, featureless plain now keep all their winter features. The fish have lots of deep water access to shore. And so I've been able to take that opportunity and capitalize on it, even fishing through all this crap that's in the water. And I'm able to catch some nice big fish that I wasn't able to catch before. The salad's a pain, but it also presents an opportunity. So again, we look for the opportunity that goes with our pain and suffering, right? So there's no such thing, the Turnstile principle. There ain't no such thing as a free lunch, right? So for everything you're given, something is taken. So figure out what opportunities have been created and present themselves. I fished a reefy area in South Del Mar that is normally not that reefy. Usually it's pretty flat and just kind of bumpy a little bit, and I caught a really nice sargo.
Oh, nice.
And that video's up on my channel. I posted it last night.
Awesome. All right, well, there you go, guys. Let's thank Coach for jumping out here doing the surface temperature reports and the San Diego fishing report with us. Go check out his channel. He's on Werf TV on YouTube. ! Werf TV in the chat. We'll give you a link to his channel. Go over there, hit subscribe, and watch all of his shorts, all his videos, all of them, every single one.
Hey, Roman, funny story.
Yeah.
Funny story from the pickle run. So I was kind of lazing around waiting for a parking spot to open up close there so I
nice.
could get unloaded easy.
Yeah.
So I pull into that parking spot that was just a couple spaces away, and I start unloading and I start getting everything set up, and I get the charcoal started right about the time I texted you. And I'm just kind of lazing around, just kind of getting things set out one item at a time. And this older African-American man was out there having a smoke and drinking a Coors Light. And I said, "Hey, man, how you doing?" He goes, "Oh, I'm doing good." He goes, "Yeah, I just got off shopping with the wife. This is my time." I'm like, "Yeah, I can't blame you. Go down to the water, have a smoke, have a light beer." He goes, "I see you've done that before." I said, "I might have cooked for these folks a time or two."
He recognized the efficiency.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have to say, this is by far one of the easiest cookouts I've ever done for the Mad Max. It was my pleasure to come out. It's my pleasure to serve you guys. I know I don't exactly do what most of you do, and I'm kind of from a whole different way of thinking about fishing and life, but thank you guys for tolerating me as well as you do, and it was absolutely my pleasure to serve you at the end of your 17 miles of blissful happiness.
The awesome, Coach. Like it's like I'm telling. Like I said, like I was talking about earlier, it makes the whole event like so much better, and like having that, it does kind of like encourage you. Like, oh, you know what? Like, you know, Coach is gonna be out there at the end. We're gonna have some drinks, some water, some food. It's gonna be great, and some conversation, of course. And that's like that's like the best part too. Like, you're on the water, you're fishing, whatever. You're talking about fishing. Maybe you pass by each other, talk for a couple minutes, but like when you're off the water, hanging out, eating, it's like it's different conversation happens there, you know.
Well, I mean, that comparing of notes a lot of times between fishermen, that little comparison of notes, you can turn a light switch on for somebody. You can turn the key gets put in the lock and it gets turned a little farther. And so now the person's like, "Oh, okay. You know, this is kind of a different idea," but
right. Exactly. Very cool. Well, Coach, thanks again for taking the time to hang out with us for a little bit. Hope to see you here next week. Looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Roman. Right. Absolutely.
Taking Coach out with a round of applause from the live studio audience. Thanks, Coach. Good night.
Roman.
Woo!
Take care of yourself, my man.
You too. Thanks, Coach. All right. We got Coach. We got Fishy Hour. We got Fish Hour theme song going on. Hope my show's still going. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. I had a blast. Happy Monday. We'll be back here on Wednesday for Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. We might just call it Fishy. We might just keep calling it Fishy Hour. I'm not sure we're going to do Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian because we just do a lot of other stuff too. So Fishy Hour on Wednesdays. We'll see you back here. Make sure you submit your photos for PB shoutouts. And if you have any media that you want to send over to me for the slideshow on Wednesday, or for a video that I'm going to put together about the pickle run, go to the pickle run section of the Discord, and there's a link there where you can send any photos or videos you want to share with me so that I can include those in the video that I'm going to make about the pickle run. Okay, so once again, thanks for hanging out. Love doing the show. Captain Dan, thanks again. Dave Rage, Werf TV, Yokinator, Eric the Judge Lehman, Leonard, Ralph Aguirre. What up, Ralph? Let's go. Salty Dangler in the house. Izzy. Yeah, it looks like you're going to have the 1.5 day trip coming up. Oh, that's awesome, dude. It's going to be so much fun. Roy down at SD. Bruce. I got Dave Rage already. Stingray, All Nighter Hider. What up, Hider? What up, dude? I got Ironfish, Warp TV, of course. Coach Warp, go follow Coach Warp on YouTube. Chicken Lips, let's go! What's up, Chicken Lips? Good to have you back in here, man. Awesome. Oscar636, once again, Oscar, thanks again for taking those awesome photos and for getting those to me so quickly. You're awesome. Oh, what's up, Dario? There you are. Sorry, Dario. Sorry I missed you earlier, Dario. Thanks for coming in. Dario, I'm looking into that app, dude. I'm like obsessed with getting one now. Princeton. All right. Yeah, have a good night, guys. Woo!